Hello there and welcome back to another Sunday school video. If you don't know me, hold on, I forgot my hat. What an almost fatal error that was. I almost forgot my hat. I'll start again. Hello there and welcome back to another Sunday school video. My name is James and today we'll be looking at more of the books of the Bible. If you haven't seen this series before, we've been going for a good few weeks now. It's based upon a song. That song is the 66 books of the Bible. You'll be able to find it on the channel if you just search for it. Now, it's a very catchy song. I do hope you've been learning it. Should be stuck in your head by now, hopefully. And I believe when we come back to church, if you know it and you sing it to Stephen or Tom, I think they'll give you some form of prize. So make sure you learn that one. Get it playing, get it in your head, get it in your grown-up's head as well, and everyone will be a winner. So today we are starting off from Amos. Now, once again, we'll be having a little phrase or a little word to go with each one of the books. Today's phrase is for Amos is plumb line. Now, plumb line is something you might not be familiar with. If you aren't, then please go and look it up. But essentially what it is a bit of like stone on the end, or metal on the end of a string. And what it's used for in this context is to show whether something is central or aligned. And you'll see how that comes into effect in a minute. So first of all, we start off with times looking good in Israel. They're in peace, they've got strength, they've got security. It looks from the outside good. But Amos comes in and God asks him to hold up a carpenter's plumb line against the land of Israel. So sort of to show a difference. And what it shows is that Israel is not aligned. We said earlier the plumb line shows whether something is aligned. It showed it was not aligned. It was completely rotten. And that is because Israel were living in sin. There was lots of sin, and it meant they were not aligned with God. And so, but even after hearing this, the people did not want to listen to God. So Amos warned them of the punishment and judgment that would come towards them. Next of all, we've got Obadiah, and this is another potentially slightly strange word. You'll see where it comes from later. But Obadiah is going to be brother's keeper. Brother's keeper. And so the lands of Edom and Judah neighboured each other. They were next to each other. And they were also related families. You go back a few generations, they were related. And so when Israel's enemies were attacking them, you'd think Edom would help. And they did help, but they helped the enemy. So Edom, instead of helping Israel, instead of helping Judah, helped the enemies. And this didn't go down well, as you might have guessed. Let me scroll down on my notes. So as a result of this, God sent Obadiah, name of the book, to tell the Edomites that they would face extinction because of their unwillingness to act as their brother's keeper. And then God also promises that God's people will ultimately defeat their enemies and live in peace. Okay, so that one is brother's keeper. The first one, Amos, was plumb line. Next of all, we have got Jonah. Now, the word for Jonah we're looking for, you probably know this one. This is quite a well-known one. We're going to have fish. And I'm sure you'd already be able to tell me why we're having fish, but we're going to go through it anyway, for those of you who don't. So, the word fish. So, Jonah hated the Assyrian capital of Nineveh. Now, the people of Nineveh were very sinful, but, you know, we could go on and say, so was Jonah. And so, when God told Jonah to go to Nineveh and tell the people that their ways were wrong, he wasn't keen. And so what he did was, instead of going to Nineveh, he went completely in the other direction. He went and he got on a boat and he tried to sail as far away from Nineveh as he could. But what happened was, on the boat, God sent a storm, nasty, nasty storm, and the sailors were throwing stuff overboard. And eventually Jonah said, no, you don't need to throw anything overboard other than me, because Jonah realized that God was punishing him for going away from Nineveh when God had told him to go to it. So the sailors eventually threw Jonah overboard, and God sent a big fish to swallow Jonah, and it kept him in its stomach until it swam back and then deposited him on the shore. So it kept Jonah safe. And, well, you might be able to guess that's the reason we've got fish. And then because of this, Jonah saw God's just power over all nature, being able to make the fish swallow him and then take him back to shore. So Jonah went, wow, I'm going to go straight to Nineveh. So he went to Nineveh. He preached there. He told the people of their wrong ways. He told them to repent, and they did repent. They listened to God. Now, you think Jonah would be really pleased about this, that they listened to him, they listened to God. But in fact, he wasn't. He was in a bit of a sulk afterwards. And so sort of God ended up sort of having to show him that the people of Nineveh were sinners, as was Jonah. And the end of the book involves God taking Jonah to a very hot hill and teaching him about his compassion towards sinful people. And this is a theme we'll see throughout the Bible, and you'll see it lots and lots and lots, is how God has compassion for sinful people. Now, next of all, how are we getting on for time? 7 minutes. This will be our last one then. Next one we had is Micah. Now, this phrase for this one is going to be day in court, because Judah has its day in court. Now, we will see. So Micah was originally from a rural background. That means, in like Devon terms, he lived out in the countryside, that sort of deal. But he left that rural life and went to live in Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem, he went to deliver God's message that Jerusalem was corrupt and that it was immoral, or rather the people of Judah were corrupt and immoral, and that God would place judgment on them. And many of these people were sort of abusing their position of power to abuse the poor and the powerless. And so Micah was telling them of this. And so sin had seemed to get into every part of the land. So God essentially puts Judah on trial. They have their day in court. I'm sure you know court, not like a tennis court or a basketball court, but court as in courthouse, where you get judges, where they wear the funny wigs and that sort of deal. And so, yeah, God put them on trial with Micah as prosecutor. And Micah found them to be guilty. So if you know how court works, not guilty means you didn't do something wrong, and guilty means you did do it wrong. And Micah finds them guilty. So he realizes that they do all these things, that they have false prophets, they have people who are abusing the poor and powerless, things like that. And so what he then says is that the sin will not go unpunished, and that their judgment will be swift, and that it will be soon. And then once this judgment has occurred, God's people will then be restored, and they will live in their covenant land. And though the justice was currently being trampled underfoot, that it would one day triumph, is what it came up to say. So that is all I have time for this week. I do hope you've enjoyed. Please go away, maybe have a read of some of these books. I'm sure your grown-ups will be happy to read them with you, or sometime else. And hopefully we'll begin to maybe see some of you back in church very soon as well. Or if not, we'll continue to see you on YouTube, because these aren't going anywhere. And we have lots and lots of books to keep going through. So don't you worry, these aren't finishing anytime soon. So that is all for now. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.